Hey, what is up, everybody? I am here to give you my WWE RAW review for January 12th, 2015. This actually was a pretty enjoyable show. There were some things I disliked on the show, though, and I'll get to those when I get there. But other than that, this ended up being a pretty solid show. Um, so let's just get to my cheat sheet right here. So we have JBL, Michael Cole, and Booker T on commentary. I keep meaning to say Jerry the King Lawler because he's on commentary usually every Monday, so it's just kind of like a natural thing to say. But yeah, I like the commentary. I like this commentary team though. It's awesome. It makes me I really like this team together. This should have put this team together on SmackDown when Booker T got like fired from being the GM of SmackDown. I don't know why they didn't do that, but they did. But they didn't. Um, and it kicks off right with John Cena. He comes out and he cuts a promo. Um, he was actually in kind of a good mood. I don't really like that. Because I think he should have been in a little bit of an angry mood because his friends Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback just got fired last week. He comes out here in a great mood. He even says, "Oh, it's a great mood tonight. This is where we hosted WrestleMania." Yada yada yada. Um, But then he starts talking. He's talking about how his friends Ziggler, Ryback, and Rowan were fired, and he asks the fans, "Do you want them to come back? Did you want them fired?" And they say no. And John Cena says that he's gonna guarantees that he's gonna get Ziggler, Ryback, and Rowan their jobs back. And he also says that when he wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in the Triple Threat match at the Royal Rumble, I'll go through who's in it later. Um, he's gonna walk out with the title. Um, he's gonna go home, walk out with a title like CM Punk did in 2011, and I think and like AJ Styles did in TNA. He said he's gonna and he says it's gonna hurt the Authority because there will be no champion on Raw, SmackDown, which there kind of is no champion. Well, on SmackDown, anyways, there's no champion on Raw because Brock Lesnar's been the champion, and he wasn't. Remember those like 3 months when Brock Lesnar wasn't on the shows? So, I thought that was funny. But then he does say though there will be no champion at WrestleMania, and the Authority will be worried. And the Authority come out being Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. They talk about how they didn't want to fire Ziggler, Rowan, and Ryback but they had no choice because they can't let the inmates run the asylum. Pretty much the same thing Triple H said when he had a sit-down interview with Michael Cole on Wednesday. Um, I think they even talked about too how they brought him back to power. It was your fault because you were dishonest. You turned your back on them, and um, John Cena, by the way, too, even had the everybody go to like the the WWE Twitter page and write hashtag Authority sucks, which I did do that. You can check it out on my Twitter. Um, and but the Authority, Triple H says we're gonna give you the opportunity to get um, Ziggler, Rowan, and Ryback's jobs back. We're gonna give you that opportunity. Um, in a match tonight. And John Cena's like, great. Who's my opponent? Is it like a 5-on-1 or a 10-on-1 handicap match? Because I was thinking they were gonna do that, but no. Triple H is like it's gonna be a 1-on-1 match against Seth Rollins in a lumberjack match. And you can probably see. Well, actually, you don't know. And he says the match is right now. So then Seth Rollins. No, then the lumberjacks come out, and the lumberjacks are Corporate Kane, Big Show, Titus O'Neil, Curtis Axel, Bad News Barrett, the Intercontinental Champion, Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, Justin Gabriel, who's a heel, I guess, Fandango. I gotta understand why I said a heel. Okay, Fandango. I think that might be it. Yeah, that's it. I think. I might be missing someone, but I don't know if I said Curtis Axel and Titus O'Neil. I think I think only people I missed. But the thing that was interesting about this is the Lumberjacks will side in with the Authority Obviously, Corporate Kane was, and so was Big Show, but everyone was a heel, so everyone was pretty much siding with Seth Rollins. And right in the beginning of the match, Bad News Barrett tries to take a cheap shot at Cena, and Cena goes out and punches him in the face. Um, when Cena gets thrown outside the ring, you're supposed to throw him back because the Lumberjacks are supposed to throw him back in the ring. Um, when you get thrown out, but the Lumberjacks just attack Cena and throw him back in. And then when Cena throws clothesline Rollins out, they go to do the same thing to Rollins. But J&J Security, who move inside with Rollins, which consists of Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury, come up and tell him not to do that, and they don't do anything to Seth Rollins. But then the match continues. Cena hits an AA on Rollins, and I think they pull him outside the ring, and Cena's just taking out everybody. And then he does a dive on off the top rope onto everybody, including Bad News Barrett. He actually went on the side where all the superstars were. I don't know why. It didn't even look like he got hit, but you know. And then Cena tries to cover him. Rollins kicks out. Rollins tries to roll up Cena. He kicks out, then kicks him in the face. Super kicks him in the face. Cena kicks out. He goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle. Rollins tries to kick him in the face to counter it, but Cena grabs him, trying to go for the STF. Rollins gets to the ropes before he can even get the hold on, and then he gives the Enzuigiri to Cena, and then Cena kicks out. And then trying to think, I think Cena hit the STF again on Rollins, and the Lumberjacks like pulled him out or something, and then yeah, and then the Lumberjacks pulled out Cena at one point and attacked Cena. And Cesaro did the swing into the barricade to Cena and threw him back in. And Rollins went for the curve stomp. Cena got him in the STFU. And Rollins tried to grab the ropes, but then he couldn't reach him. And Corporate Kane realized and pulled Rollins towards the ropes. And then eventually Big Show pulls Cena out, knocks him out, puts him back in. Rollins covers him for the win. So Cena loses, and he doesn't get Ryback's, Ziggler's, and Rowan's job back. And yeah, I thought the match was still solid. I mean, I knew who was going to win just because of who the Lumberjacks were, but I thought the match was still pretty solid. Alright, so the next match. Well, now the Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, and Stephanie McMahon were backstage, and then Dean Ambrose comes up because they're going to be punished because of what they happened on SmackDown. Because the Usos talked about how it wasn't fair that Ziggler, Ryback, and Rowan got fired. So they're not happy about this. I didn't mention this in my SmackDown review too. And then Dean Ambrose ended up teaming up with Roman Reigns to face Big Show and Seth Rollins, and he wasn't on their good list. So he tells the Usos that nothing's going to happen, you just can't say that kind of stuff. And then she's like, tell Naomi she has to compete with one hand tied behind her back. Okay, the one thing is I don't really know why Naomi's being punished, because she didn't do anything, and I don't really know how this punishes the Usos. I think they should have done something to the Usos, like they have to face Corporate Kane and the Big Show in a match or something. And one of them has to be blindfolded, and one has to have the arms tied behind their back, something like that. That would be fine. But Naomi had nothing to do with this, so I don't really know why Naomi was in on that. And she tells Dean Ambrose that Dr. Corbin is right there, and he's like a psychiatrist, and he's gonna evaluate Dean Ambrose. And if he passes the evaluation, Dean Ambrose can be in the Royal Rumble match. But if he doesn't pass, he can't be in the Royal Rumble match. I thought all that was great. And then the Miz and Damien Mizdow were backstage, and they had like this kind of like awards night for movies, and he was just kind of doing that. The stunt double Damien Mizdow was copying everything. They do 2 of these. The next one they do, when I get there, I will talk about. But right now, there's only nothing to cover. So then Dean Ambrose and Dr. Corbin are backstage. This was awesome. He says that he wants to know what makes his mind tick and stuff. You know, he wants to know what's going on. And Dean Ambrose even asks, have I been a bad boy? That's what I'm here. And he's like, that's what I'm going to find out. and he plays this metronome on like his phone that's probably an app that ticks, and Dean Ambrose just looks at it. They get better, but this one was funny. Then we have Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods with Big E versus Tyson Kidd and Cesaro with Adam Rose and Natalia ringside. I don't even care if this match was good because Cesaro is being used like such a joke that it doesn't matter. But Xavier Woods hits a backbreaker, and Kofi Kingston does a double knees off the top to Tyson Kidd for the win. Who could care about this? Everybody in this match, except maybe Tyson Kidd's being used like a joke because Tyson Kidd is at least getting on TV. He would never get on TV before, so I don't know. So throughout the night too, they did superstars impersonating Randy Savage because they were talking about how he's possibly going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, which everybody knew he was going to be. But they were going to like confirm it on Raw, and it showed people like the Big Show, who did a pretty good job. Roman Reigns, who was wearing sunglasses when he was doing it. Santino Marella. I'm just gonna go through it because they do two of these. Nikki and Brie, the Bella Twins. The Miz and Damien Mizdow. Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. Paige. The New Day. Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Xavier Woods. I think that might be it. Some people. John Cena did it. Who else did it? Well, Dean Ambrose. Corporate Kane was gonna do it, but then he just didn't do it. So, yeah, those are the people that went for it, and yeah, I thought it was decent stuff. It was good to see what happened, and later on, I'm just gonna mention it now. They did play the video package because he is gonna be Macho Man Randy Savage is gonna be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and yeah, he is gonna be inducted, and they showed a nice video package for him going through his career in WWF, World Wrestling Federation, and World Championship Wrestling, WCW. I'm not really going to go through what happened because later on, I'm going to be, probably by midnight or something, I'm going to be watching like his documentary video that they're going to be doing for him tonight, and I'm going to review it tomorrow, so I don't really want to give away everything they did in his career and talk about it now. But yeah, he's going into the Hall of Fame, and we find out he's going to be inducted by Hulk Hogan. I think that is awesome. I did predict earlier today too, because I made a video talking about this, so I kind of already talked about this stuff. If you want to check out that video, go on my channel under my uploads, and you can find it. And I made a video talking about this earlier, and I did predict that Hulk Hogan would possibly induct him since they were in a tag team called the Mega Powers, and you know, they were like friends. So I'm glad Hulk Hogan inducted him, and I can't wait to see who the next inductees are going to be. So then Big Show comes out, and he says that people just get nervous, scared when they go to their first day on the job. Everyone's all nervous and scared and screws up. But me, I beat Hulk Hogan for the WCW Championship my first day on the job. And he says that people are afraid of competition in their jobs because they know that they're going to take your spot, and you don't get like that extra security, the extra money and stuff like that. And he says he doesn't really look at Roman Reigns that way because Roman Reigns is just a loser, like each and every single one of you. He says Roman Reigns couldn't take him down. He's better than Roman Reigns. So then Roman Reigns comes out, and Big Show just walks up the ramp because he doesn't want to fight Roman Reigns. And then he's like, "Where you going?" He even talked about how he was 12 years old when Big Show had beat Hogan for the WCW Championship. And then he talks about how the story when Jack had made that, you know, got the magic beans for the beanstalk, and there was the giant up there. I mean, everyone's probably heard this story. Roman Reigns was Jack, Big Show was the giant, and he talks about how Big Show was a loser. Roman Reigns cannot cut promos, so I don't know why they continue to make him cut promos if he just can't cut promos. Like, you understand you have to talk every now and then, but I mean he talked way too long. So then Roman Reigns has a match with Luke Harper. I actually thought this was a nice solid match. Roman Reigns did some different stuff in this match. He did a headlock and knee. he and kneed Luke Harper in the face 3 times. Other than that, he did the other stuff. I just don't remember what it is. Luke Harper had a drop kick, and Big Show was watching the match inside too. And Roman Reigns starts to make a comeback. He's going for the he's gonna go for the victory. Um, and Big Show throws a chair that he was sitting in, and it distracts Roman Reigns long enough for Luke Harper to get the advantage. And then Roman Reigns had hit the drop kick in the apron, and Big Show distracts Roman Reigns. Luke Harper hits a super kick, tries to cover him. Roman Reigns kicks out, and then he hits a Superman punch and a spear for the win. And then the match was solid. I thought they could have had a better match. And then immediately afterwards, Big Show comes in, attacks Roman Reigns, body slams him, and gives him the WMD, the knockout punch, and lays out Roman Reigns. I'm fine with this because you have to make Big Show look somewhat strong in this feud because Roman Reigns has laid him out. I think the past couple of times that they've faced off. So I think Big Show needed to give him something. So then the Miz and Damien Mizdow are backstage again, and I kind of zoned out. But then we find out that Damien Mizdow's been making his own movie, and he put cameras in the Miz's house so you can pretty much see everything that the Miz is doing. And then Miz gives him a look like, what the fuck? And then Damien Mizdow does the exact same look. That was fucking awesome. Good stuff. So then Naomi, with one arm tied behind her back, faces Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox beats her with the scissors kick. She still kind of kicked Alicia Fox's ass, but whatever. Match was fine. I mean, it was pretty obvious Alicia Fox was going to win because I kind of would have, I'd be honest with you, I probably would have ranted if Naomi won because on SmackDown, she couldn't even beat her with 2 hands. So what makes you think she can beat her with 1? And then Dean Ambrose and Dr. Corbin are backstage again, and he's going to show pictures of, like, people, and he's going to give, like, he's going to say the first thing that comes to his mind. So he shows Triple H, and he says, I forget what he said about Triple H because I kind of missed it. He shows Seth Rollins, he calls him a scumbag. Roman Reigns, he calls him his bro. I think when he showed Corporate Kane, he said candy or something like that. It was something stupid. When he shows Hacksaw Jim Duggan, he goes, oh! And then when he shows Stephanie McMahon, he goes, ho! And then he's like, was that great? And he said, that was just fabulous, Dr. Corbin. It gets better, too. They have one more segment. And then Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman came out. They bring up the old times of when Brock Lesnar broke the streak at WrestleMania because they were in New Orleans where the streak was broken. And they played the clip. And Paul Heyman talks about how he conquered it. Everyone likes to talk about fantasies and what's reality. Fantasy is that The Undertaker was going to stay undefeated at WrestleMania. Reality was Brock Lesnar beats the streak. Fantasy is John Cena's all hustle, loyalty, and respect. Reality is I'm trying to remember what reality. Oh, that Brock Lesnar conquers him. Fantasy or reality. Seth Rollins is the future of WWE. Reality. Brock Lesnar is a beast. I thought this was actually an awesome set promo. Paul Heyman really sold this really well. He even talked about how it was the rise of the beast when he beat the Undertaker streak at WrestleMania. And he said he's going to walk out champion at the Royal Rumble when he faces when he's in that triple threat match with Rollins and Cena. So that was good. I thought that was awesome stuff. And then we get Jey Uso with Jimmy Uso versus The Miz with Damien Mizdow. Jey Uso pretty much kicked Miz's ass. And then Jey Uso picks up Miz for a body slam like this. And then Damien Mizdow goes on the top rope in that same position. And when Jey Uso body slams him, Mizdow falls down. And then Jey Uso was going to try to put Miz in a submission hold. And Damien Mizdow was holding Miz back. And Jimmy Uso interfered and attacked Mizdow. And then Miz hit the skull crushing finale for the win. And yeah, that was it. It was really kind of nothing. I mean, this feud's kind of dying down because they haven't really brought up anything about Naomi or nothing. And then Seth Rollins and the J&J security are backstage. No, then Daniel Bryan returns to New Orleans. This is the first time I guess he's been to New Orleans since he won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 30. And he talks about that. and he says that he's gonna go to the Royal Rumble match and win it. And then Stephanie McMahon comes out and gives him a copy of her like Muscle Fitness DVD in case that he can't compete. Talks about how the last time you did get to the top, you did fight over, you did overcome everything to become to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But then this happened, and she plays the clip of when Kane, like the night he remasked, had just tombstone and murdered Daniel Bryan, and says you had lost everything. You tried to fight. You didn't think that you were going to be able to come back and overcome everything. You know, and he says, "Is it going to be?" And she asks him if it's going to all be worth it. Daniel Bryan says yes, and start doing the yes chant. He says he's going to beat the Royal Rumble no matter what you or Triple H throw at me. I am going to overcome the odds. And she tells Daniel Bryan that this Thursday night on SmackDown, when it goes to Thursday, he's going to go one-on-one against Corporate Kane. Now, when she said Kane, when he came out, I did want him to have the mask on, but he's just, I mean, what a difference like a year makes, you know. I mean, this match makes sense because Kane took him out, but if you look at it, Kane was a monster when he took Bryan out. Now he's just a fucking loser. But Bryan drop kicks him through the ropes, attacks Kane, and tries to throw him into the steps. Kane throws him into the steps, and he tries to tombstone Kane on the steps again. No, Kane tries to tombstone Bryan on the steps again. Bryan counters, throws him into the steel post. Just goes off on Kane's beating the shit out of him. Referees are trying to hold him back. And then Daniel Bryan hits the flying knee on Kane, hits the suicide dive through the ropes. I thought this was awesome stuff. And I can't wait to see the match on Friday. I know Bryan's going to win because it's his return match. Why wouldn't he win? And I kind of would like to see Kane with the mask back on, but that's obviously not going to happen. And then Seth Rollins and the security were backstage, and he's talking about how he laid out John Cena. And then he turns around, Brock Lesnar's behind him. And he said, "So you're the guy that beat John Cena, huh? And you're the guy that weaseled his way into my WWE World Heavyweight Championship match." And then Seth Rollins says, "I didn't weasel my way because I'm the future of the WWE." And then Paul Heyman comes up and pretty much says that we should work out a deal to work together and take out John Cena, and then we can see who the better man is at the Royal Rumble. And then we get Paige with Natalya and Tyson Kidd ringside versus Brie Bella with Nikki Bella. Tyson Kidd comes up on the apron, distracts Paige, and Brie Bella rolls her up for the win. And then afterwards, Paige slaps Tyson Kidd. Everything's a joke. These are feuds that are going to go nowhere because of Total Divas, you know. And then Bray Wyatt's backstage, talks about how he's going to, 30 men are going to enter, and he's going to throw 29 men over the top rope. And you're going to hear people laugh, cry, when I take my spot in main event WrestleMania 31. And then we get Connor and Victor of the Ascension. They cut a promo in like a box first. Talk about how they're better than Axe and Smash Demolition, the Warlords, I forget who's in that tag team, and the Road Warriors. And then they just beat the crap out of these two jobbers. Hit the Fallen Man on one of them for the win. It looked like he was fucking skinny as shit, and JBO was making fun of this guy, talking about how they haven't beaten anybody legitimate. They just been facing jokes. And then Dean Ambrose is backstage again with Dr. Corbin, and he's like, "I think everything's gone well." And we find out that Dean Ambrose he was wearing the guy's glasses too, and he's been like, I guess, being his counselor or psychiatrist, whatever. And he's the one that's sitting down on the couch crying, talking about how his father never loved him, that he always sat down when he peed, which I thought was funny. And Dean Ambrose says, "I think everything's okay. You just have to sign these papers." He pretty much forces him to sign the papers so now he can be in the Royal Rumble match. And then he comes up and says, "I think it is weird that you piss. But sit down and pee." And then he just begins to cry. I thought that was awesome. This was awesome stuff. And then Rusev and Lana cut a promo on Ryback, pretty much saying that, and they thank the Authority and John Cena for failing to get Ryback's job back, and says that if Ryback was in the ring, if Ryback was still hired, Rusev would have laid him out. And then Dean Ambrose comes out, attacks Rusev, hits a drop kick on him, and then they have a match. The match actually was good. The match that they had on SmackDown though for the U.S. title was better. Um, Eventually, Rusev just keeps attacking Ambrose's leg, and it gets to the point when Ambrose can't stand, so the referee has to stop the match. And then afterwards, Rusev lays out Dean Ambrose with a kick and stands over him, and the Russian flag comes down. I thought this was actually pretty good stuff. I think they're probably going to feud maybe just until Ryback comes back. I'm not even. That wasn't supposed to be a cheesy line either. Alright, so then we get the WWE World Heavyweight Championship contract signed between Rollins, Lesnar, and Cena. Um, a lot of stuff to talk about here. Paul Heyman talks about how he orchestrated the he was happy that Seth Rollins made the plan to win the Authority back because it's not good for John Cena, and whatever is not good for John Cena is good for Brock Lesnar. And he does say, and then Seth Rollins thanks him. He's like, I'm not finished yet. He says that he doesn't like. He says that he's gonna conquer everything that comes at him at the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar's gonna conquer everything that comes at him at the Royal Rumble, just like he does, just like he has. And then Seth Rollins gets on the mic and says that he didn't weasel his way into the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. He is the future of the WWE, and he goes over his accomplishments, how he orchestrated and destroyed the Shield. You know, it was him, which consisted of Rollins, Ambrose, and Reigns. And then talks about how he's a Money in the Bank winner. Talks about how he forced John Cena to bring back the Authority, and he beat John Cena tonight. And he says that he has two ways of becoming WWE World Heavyweight Champion, with by winning the match, or he can cash in his contract. So then he signs the contract, and then Brock Lesnar says, "I've already destroyed him, but I'm going to destroy you at Royal Rumble." I forget what he said actually, but then John Cena says that he wants to pin Brock Lesnar, and him and Lesnar are gonna work together, take down Rollins, and then it's gonna be down to him and Lesnar. So then he signs the contract, then Lesnar signs the contract, and Rollins says, "That's been all your plans, John, but they haven't worked out. Plan A, keep the Authority out of power. Fail. Plan B, bring back Ryback, Ziggler, and Rowan. Fail." And if this plan's gonna fail, Rollins tries to attack Cena. Cena takes him down, goes after him, and then Lesnar German suplexes Cena and Rollins, and then Cena AAs Lesnar through the table and has a face-off with Triple H. It doesn't last long because Rollins attacks Cena, lays him out with the curve stomp, and then he hits the curve stomp on Brock Lesnar to end the show. And I thought it was great stuff. I thought they made Rollins look really strong tonight. He beat John Cena, and he laid out both the champion and one of the challengers in the triple threat match. So I thought this was awesome stuff. And that was it for Raw. To be honest with you, I thought this was actually a good show. We had the decent lumberjack match with Rollins and Cena. The opening promo was actually pretty good. The contract signing was good. What else was good? Reigns versus Harper was pretty good in the promo. Well, the promo between Big Show and Reigns wasn't bad. It's just Roman Reigns can't cut promos to save his life. The Dean Ambrose Dr. Coleman segments were good. The Paul Heyman Brock Lesnar promo was really good. Daniel Bryan returning and attacking Corporate Kane was really good. And the segment when you have with Stephanie McMahon, the backstage stuff with Lesnar, Rollins, and Heyman was good. The match between Rusev and Ambrose was good, and Rusev's promos was good. Bray Wyatt's backstage promo was good. Trying to see if the Miz and Damian Mizdow stuff was good, and Miz had a decent match with Jey Uso tonight. And that's about it. It was a pretty good show though. I actually enjoyed it, and that's pretty much it, guys. That's the end of the video. And if you want to subscribe to me, just click right there in the bottom, right in the corner, right there. And that's pretty much it, guys. I will see you at probably around midnight time, so I can review the Macho Man Randy Savage stuff. So that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.